Today I'm going to start putting together my front end fairing, and starting with that I got to zip tie these cables so they're not loose, and including my connection there for the shifter motor, which I broke the clip off, but I'll find a way to zip tie that in so it stays secured and doesn't rattle around too much. Maybe that'll be okay. Maybe not. Tell me if that works in the comments. Here's a better overview of what I did. All right, next step is to get this connector back in for the lights, and then I can actually kind of rest this front end and then start connecting all the clips. It's gonna be fun because it's long enough but not long enough, and then also need to connect the 12-volt plug back in to the side over here, which I hope it works because I had a hard time taking it out and I don't know if I damaged it or not. Follow along. Okay, first thing is I gotta take this clip out because it's gonna be very hard to plug it in otherwise. A little tab here and it should just pull up if I can get it right. It's not working. All right, after struggling a little bit there, I realized that that wasn't the right one to plug into. It was this one, which I did take it off the bracket, which should be a lot easier to plug in the lights now. Hopefully this helps. In. Okay, this front plate does kind of slide through here. You just got to find the right angle. And then there's another back plate where these little guide points will connect to the other side. And then there's a screw on the back to keep it secured. So it will sit back like this, essentially. And I'll put the rubber seal back on to keep it capped off after. But as of right now, we got to get that part down there, which my hands aren't the tiniest, pull back up and kind of clamp it together, and hopefully it works out. All right, be back soon. Okay, it was easier than I thought. I just have this metal here, like a lock nut to tighten up, and then it's nice and tight. I found the guide pins without a problem. I just gotta add that cover, and then I can start putting on the rest of the clips to hold this front end in. As you can see, it doesn't literally slide in that easily. I gotta lift it up and kind of get past all those points. Kind of give it a little shimmy to hopefully line up to everything. And then find everywhere where it kind of connects to, which I do have some existing bolt down points, just kind of the bolts are in there, so they might be causing the problem. And then put in all the little grommets to hold it in, and then line it up properly, and probably move some cables too. Let's see, we got a bunch of stuff still in the way here, like this one. Just gotta get tucked in behind here to make sure that doesn't pop out, otherwise it's gonna be hard to get back in. And then it should be all right. And then finding all the screws, which there's like two or three of them that I gotta get in there somehow. All right, be right back. All right, I was starting to put it in, and I actually had it backwards. I don't know why I even had a washer or anything, but I'm running a Phillips screw into a threaded, already with a nut on the back welded onto that bracket down here, this one right there. And then I was gonna go put it on the other side, and it wasn't there. Probably misplaced it, but I was ended up finding a see it? No, maybe not. I'm finding a 10 mil bolt. Perfect. It's clean, looks better than the other one, but it's holding nice and tight, right threading and everything. Moving on. Now, 2 screws I got to put in here to get these inner fenders connected to the top front end fender. The one up there, which is this, and then there's one right there, which is the same screw bolt setup. It essentially just rides into the plastic and holds it in snug, and then the rest are the clips that go into all the holes in there. They're quite easy to put in, but it doesn't seem like this lines up still properly, and it's like you gotta kind of force it in. Well, you can't do this with one hand, so I'm gonna go off camera and keep going and try to get those 2 in, and then do the clips, at least on this side, and then the other side will be a whole other story. All right, so both are in, up top and the bottom portion. Now I just gotta line up this properly, fold that bottom flap on top of this, and then start putting in the plugs. And that should hold up this side, and then move on to the other side. that's that. Now for the top rack. I put these on the other side and screwed in on the inner fairing also. So now it's time for the top rack. You see that these gotta go through here, bolt on the inside onto the frame. And then these ones, just left the bolts on, I'm gonna bolt through and hook up to the actual top fairing. And then on the front here, you have these hook up to there, which those will be first. And then it'll be secure, at least to the front end. And then I'll go into the seat and center fairing and get that all clipped in and go from there. Well, I had a hard time getting this in and still not quite lined up. I forgot how much this rack is actually bent from when I took a pretty good wipeout, about good solid maybe 18 years ago. And I literally had to pull out the hammer to kind of line these ones up into here so I could bolt them in. And then at the same time, these aren't lined up onto there. So hopefully I could kind of move it in there and put it together, and it should be good. I hope. We'll see. All right, I was able to line it up with some 4s. Bent racks, not much you can do with that, but these were a pain in the butt to get in on both sides until I lined it up. I do still have to fasten these ones down. I just left them loose so I can still maneuver. But these 2 posts on each side are both in and secure to the frame. Fender and everything looks good. I got one I got to actually fix down here. It pulled out from there. And then other than that, it's starting to look good. Maybe rideable soon. Let's see. Here's to hoping. All right, time to put my guard back on. Both with 2 bolts, just bolt on. You just kind of hook it around the metal frame for the bumper. They are kind of stripped, so I'm going to be using a Torx head to fit it in to get some grip so I could put it on there. But it shouldn't take me long. No point in showing how to put this on, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. But this thing is pretty beaten up, but it'll serve its purpose. Now that the front's back on, even got the front, I guess you could say guard, backup plastic guard on the front here. Wasn't the easiest. I had to pull off the plate there also in order to get it in there to wedge it in. Then I'm going to start putting on the top here, which has more of these little tiny things. Push through, push in, done. Do have to take off the gas cap to fit it on. You can take off the shifter, the top if you want, but I just kind of squeeze it through. It should be fine. And then I'll show you the finished product. All right, squeezed it on. As you see, it doesn't line up, and that's because of my rack is all bent and stuff. But you can start by putting these on. Line them up, and they should essentially line up the whole machine. I need to start putting in certain ones. I don't think it really matters, but they're pretty forgiving. And there we go. One here, turn the steering. No, it doesn't like me too much, does it? hands for that one. I can get that far one. All right, there's more to go. So you got one down there, that one down there that I forgot to take out, but I'll kind of loosen up. And then on the other side also the same thing. I think I have 3 more left, including that one right there. So, all right.